start with our 3 mobility exercises, everybody, as if I've not said this already. We're going to lift the hips up, we're going to push back onto those heels, and we're going to try, I want you to think, start from the ankles. Start for the ankles, everybody. Try to get a good stretch on the ankles, straighten out the knee, bring a good stretch into the calves. I then want you to think about the pelvis. Rotate the pelvis up, lift the pelvis up a little bit, as if you're trying to pull your hamstrings to enhance the stretch a little bit, because a lot of us, if we're tight, you're going to find that pelvis is being pulled down. So lift the pelvis up, and then with the arms, I want you to push those arms away from you, getting them nice and straight, trying to get the chest, shoulders, and head, and the whole upper body through those straight arms. Okay, from here we can start adding a little bit of a side twist in, and then I want you to bring the feet together and simply push up through, and we're going to drop down, boom, boom, into that position there. Okay, and remember, the purpose of this is to try to get yourself as high as you can, nose first. Get the nose up towards the sky, get a good stretch in the abdominals, getting into the chest, the neck. Okay, you have to have your mouth shut for that one. You need to keep the jaw shut, look up, and feel a good stretch running up the neck. We're not putting any tremendous strain on the lower back here, so if you are, keep a bit of tension on your glutes. And remember, you're not letting the hips touch the ground, and you're not letting the knees touch the ground. This is tiptoes and hands only. From here, I'm going to return back into that original position, and this is where it's your position to be proactive. If you're feeling tight on the upper body, get those side twists in. If you're feeling tight around the hips, groin, etc., get those side bends in. Okay, I want you to get your right arm, reach across and try to grab hold of your right, oh, for goodness sake. Get your right arm and try and grab a hold of your left knee. If that's pretty easy, try and grab your shin. If that's pretty easy, go for the ankle, okay? Go as hard as you can, be proactive with it. And then when you're ready, once again, we're going to drop down. We're going to drop down into that stretch and push up through. Push up through. Get the nose as high as you can. Good work. Fantastic. Good. We're focusing on that breathing. And finally, we're going to lift back up. Set your feet roughly shoulder width apart, and I want you to keep your knees straight, and I want you to walk those hands all the way in as far as you can, keeping the chin tucked. Don't just give into it when it feels tight. I want you to work through it. Okay, so get a bit of a stretch here in that lower back, hamstrings, glutes. And if you're feeling tight, mobility overhaul 87, which was this morning, that's addressing the posterior chain. So when you're struggling tonight, if you're struggling to reach the ground with that nice neutral spine, today's mobility class addressed that, right? Next up, we're getting our feet together, our knees together. We're going to get our hands on our knees, and we're going to push our knees while they're jammed together forward as far as we can. Literally, as far as you can without letting those heels come off. As a result, unless your ankles are very supple, you're going to feel a good stretch starting to creep in down towards the ankle joint. But also, by doing this, we're warming up the knees. But you know that already. I don't mind saying it. I don't mind repeating myself. Good. Fantastic. So take your time with it. If things are feeling pretty tight, especially in the ankles, focus on a good push. Good. And this is a perfect chance to demonstrate the effect of tight ankles, because if your ankles are severely tight, you'll struggle to bend your knee forward far, won't you? Okay, so that should be an alarm bell for you. If you struggle to get your knees very far forward because everything's feeling jammed up and your heels are starting to lift off, that to me would be an alarm bell. Okay, that's really bad movement. I want to fix that. So what do I do? What do I do, Kevin? My ankle mobility, you're damn right. Good for you. Right, let's go. 10 points. We're going to get our feet together. We're going to get our feet together, our knees together. We're going to get nice and tall, nice and proud. And I want these shoulder blades pulled together. Okay, so I'm getting myself set up, good form, good posture, tucking the chin in, getting a stretch down the back of the neck into the upper back. Then I'm going to roll myself up a little bit more, dropping the chest as I go. And all I want you to think about here is the spine. I'm trying to roll my spine up, compact into a nice tight ball, rolling it up, rolling it up, rolling it up. I'm not going down. Of course you're going to go down, but you're not trying to think about going down. You're rolling that spine up. Keep the knees soft. Don't straighten them out too much until you get to the bottom, and then by all means straighten them out. We're going to hold at the bottom when you get there, enhance it, and then release. But when you're releasing, you're coming back up the same way you went down, the reverse of how you went down. Okay, shake out. We're going to do one more. Do one more. And again, it's a good chance for you to feel what is tight. This stretch we're doing now, this is stretching out the entire posterior chain. You'll hear me refer to it constantly. And if things are feeling jammed up tight, or you feel a lot of restriction, if you feel a lot of restriction in this movement, coming from your lower back, coming from your glutes, coming from your hamstrings, then again, please, if you get a chance this week, give Mobility Overhaul 87 a bash. Okay, it's not a sales pitch, it's paid for. It's up to you whether you do it or not. But a lot of us are now starting to throw kettlebells around very often. So if you're feeling your lower back's pretty burning tight or on fire when you're doing kettlebells, things are probably not moving too well in that region. In which case I would say to you, you've got a choice. Keep going hell for leather and hurt yourself eventually, probably, or do something about it. Right, we're going to go into our squats next. So I've got my feet set up for the perfect squat, and I'm going to descend into the perfect squat, or at least that's my plan, until I'm met with either some tightness or mobility restrictions. So I'm squatting down, I'm pulling my knees apart, I'm pushing my hips back as one unit, get to a point where things might feel tight. For most of us, it's the groin. So get into that groin, and remember, rather than just hold a half-hour stretch, be proactive with it. Yet we can pull the knee away from the elbow and bring it back in. We can pull the knee away from the elbow and bring it back in to enhance the stretch further. Doesn't feel nice. Even just trying that, if you're not very mobile, you might not feel it move, but just trying to move it, you'll feel it enhance the stretch. So keep trying it. You might not be able to move the knee away, but if you keep doing it, every time we do a warm-up now, you'll find that over time, you'll start to increase the range of movement in the groin. Shake out, we're going to go for number 2, okay? Or of course, number 21, because you think I can't see you all going up and down. Some of you, yep. Yeah, you've already done about 20 squats. Come on. Yes, you're laughing because you know it's you. Squat down. For some reason, you've ended up on the big screen all by yourself tonight, Kevin. You're going to be getting victimization. Don't take it personal. I can see you a lot more prominent than everybody else. I don't know how that's happened. You don't stand a chance. My eyes are on you. You've ended up on a dedicated screen all by yourself. Strictly accidental. Right, okay, good. So we can get into the ankles. It's your stretch, remember. Be proactive with it. Attack any tightness. We're going to be squatting tonight. So if things are feeling tight, I want to get rid of any restriction right now while I can. And remember these side twists. I'm throwing these in and I'm telling you to keep trying and keep struggling. Keep your eyes on the fingertips. Keep the arms straight. You might only get to here and you can't go any further. It feels stiff. You're going to start breaking form if you go further. Don't break form. Hold it at the point at which you're about to break form and try to enhance it. Over time, trust me, if you keep practicing and you persevere with it, you're going to get better. Swings, side swings, and toe touches. Let's get them done. Pay attention to these ones. These are the ones we're going to do until things are feeling good. Okay, we're going to attack any tightness in the hips, groin, hip flexors, into that lower back and glutes. Okay, so these leg swings, make sure you're paying attention to them. We're trying to keep the toes pointing up towards the knee. That's going to lengthen out the calves, it's going to lengthen out the hamstrings, so we're going to get a better quality stretch on the extreme part of our swing forward and backwards. When that leg feels like it's moving well, change legs. If you're not feeling very stiff or sore today, do at least 10. If you're feeling stiff and sore, do it until that stiffness is away, but there ain't a lot we can do about the soreness. Focus on your breathing. Your heart rate will creep up slightly. Not exactly difficult, but your heart rate will be creeping up with the movement that we're doing. Side swings, again, focus not only on the side swing, focus on trying to take it as far across your body as you can, as well as high as you can. A lot of people just focus on lifting the leg as high as they can laterally. Try to swing it as far across your body as you can, and you'll feel, if things are feeling a wee bit tight, that is, in your hip capsule to glute area. And we're going to change legs again, only when I'm ready. So good in-depth warm-up, getting us all moving and wakening up our bodies before we put it through hell. I'm only kidding, it's Tabata Tuesday, it's not hell. Right, okay, so again, these are the important ones. We're going to be setting up with our feet. I want you to set your feet up as if you were doing a kettlebell swing. So that's personal to you, but we're talking roughly hip to shoulder width apart, okay? And I want you to start doing it now, where we're pushing those hips back in that hip hinge movement pattern. Remember, we're trying to push the hip unit back. I say hips, I want you to think about pushing your lower back, your glutes and your hamstrings back as one unit, okay? Trying to touch the ground by pushing the hips back. Don't reach for the ground, okay? So I keep my chest proud, my shoulder blades pulled together, and if you are unable to even touch the ground with your fingertips while maintaining that nice neutral spine, as in you have to break form to touch the ground because there's tightness restricted in your posterior chain, then please, I urge you, especially if you're doing the kettlebell classes or you're doing kettlebell stuff in your own time, get the mobility work done, okay? And you'll see straight away, you'll be able to identify the problem areas. Like I say on the mobility classes, you do not have to dedicate an hour to it. As soon as you've got the knowledge of your problem areas, you can implement it into your day as you're doing certain tasks quite easily, okay? So choose mobility over exercise if things aren't working properly. Right, we're done on that. Quick sip of water if you need one. And we're just going to start jogging on the spot, okay? Don't disappear out of the room. Just get a sip of water. If you don't have one, then boo-hoo. Okay, we need to get going. So I'm jogging nice and lightly on the toes. Nice and lightly on the toes. I want your heels off. Trying to warm up the ankles, warm up the calves, okay? So I'm trying to keep my heels off the ground, nice and light on my toes. And when I say light on my toes, I mean light on your toes. As if you're doing it in the middle of the night and you're trying not to make a noise, okay? Good. 4, 4, 3. 3 big breaths I want. Get it all out, okay? You do that in your own time. Shake out the arms. 3 big breaths, not chatting to the person that's in the same room as you. Yep, don't you think I can't see that? Yep. Come on, just because you don't have the kitchen lights on or wherever you are tonight doesn't mean to say I can't see you. Accountability, that's why you're here. And we're up in the accountability game tonight and watching everyone like a hawk. Right, we're going to start flicking the fingers forwards. Okay, so shoulder blades pulled together, flicking the arms forwards, flicking the fingers forwards. That's us now, good. Shoulder blades pulled together, keeping the shoulders in the joint, keeping the shoulder girdle stable. Good, nice flick of the fingers. We're not trying to punch. Look at me, pay attention to me, please. I'm not trying to do this. Get out of that. Get out of this, okay? Nice and light, full extension and bend of the arm. Pull it all the way in. That's us, good. Keep the elbow pulled in nice and tight. Good. And from here, we're going out to the sides. From here, it's just elbows. It's like a dance move, okay? Or it might have been. Was for me. Good, we're out to the sides. Good, there we are. Fantastic. That's it, good. And up towards the sky. Up towards the sky. Now again, look at me. I'm pointing my fingers and I'm trying to keep my elbow pulled down directly underneath my hand. We're doing this and I explain this every day because I need to get it into your subconscious. Get out of these dodgy movement patterns, okay? We're letting these elbows flare out, especially if you're now throwing in kettlebells. Eradicate them. If that means you having to slow it down and really think about it, so be it. Don't default into these awful positions because you're going to hurt yourself over time. From here, we're going to go into our chest swings. Take your time with them. Not only are we swinging the arms to get the chest and shoulders stretched out, but I want you to pull back and squeeze those upper back muscles in the back of the shoulders, which you'll feel. But again, we're trying to focus on keeping that good form and that good posture. Get these feet moving, please. I'm seeing some very steady hips for those of you who don't have your feet on the camera. I'm not stupid. Good, good. Fantastic. And then we're going to do the same movement pattern, but vertical now. So we're up. And again, take your time to start with. If things are feeling tight, try to address the tightness. Don't default into whatever position that tightness is trying to put you in, which is usually bent elbows and shrugged shoulders. Okay, try to pull those shoulder blades down. Try to push the body through the arms. Good. Great work, everybody. And from here, from the side, up. From the side up. Again, keep those shoulder blades pulled together. Work the shoulder joint and keep these feet moving. Good. Right, shoulder shrugs, big circles forwards. Exaggerate them, please. I want you to pull them up and push them down and pull them back. Really feel those muscles. Getting a good stretch out, okay? And then I want you to go back the way. So go slow to begin with. By all means, build the speed in. But exaggerate these movements, please. Good. And then we're neck rotations. Finish it off. And don't worry, the first pairing of exercises tonight, we'll get our heart rates up in a nice controlled manner before we start doing some strength movements. So 2 neck rotations clockwise, 2 neck rotations anti-clockwise. Take your time, try to feel the stretch, especially for most of us in the upper traps and probably the front of the neck because it gets disregarded a lot. Right, we're warm, you're warm, I'm warm. Let's get the show on the road. 60 seconds until the circuit begins. So fart about now, but don't fart about later. Let's do it. And if anybody's got any questions, fire them at me now. You've just built up 30 seconds and tonight's circuit begins. 30 seconds and we're doing it. Classic, the classic Tuesday night Tabata like it's always been. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 2 exercises, 4 minutes. It's short, sharp, so make sure it is sharp. Push yourself as hard as you can. The first exercise is high knees. And by high knees, I mean high knees. If you've got a dodgy ankle, as in you're injured, not you might have a dodgy ankle, spot sprints, okay? You're doing high knees though in 3, 2, 1, let's go. We're away. Okay, so I'm nice and light on the balls of the feet. Look at my arms, I'm driving them. Why am I driving my arms? Because it's generating more and more energy required. I mean, not generating, it requires and demands more energy. So I'm going to burn more calories. I'm going to get my heart rate up more, which is what I'm trying to do. It's 20 on, 10 off for 4 minutes, and there's your 10 seconds rest. Your next exercise is mountain climbers. So 2 very similar movement patterns. 1 vertical, 1 horizontal. Stand by, go. Now listen to what I'm saying. Keep those hips down. Keep yourself in a full press up position and try to pull those knees up to get them in line with your hands or as close to your hands as you're able to. Keep the chest proud and focus on your breathing here. Good. A mountain climber, when done correctly, is tough and you'll feel it, okay? If you're not feeling it, you've probably lifted the hips up. High knees in 3, 2, go. Let's get it done, okay? This is a cardio one. It's going to get the heart rate up. It's going to make the rest of the circuit feel easier. Push yourself hard, okay? Maybe you don't feel like it, but push yourself hard anyway. Let's get it done, everyone. 3 seconds, that's all it is. Relax there, good. Mountain climbers. 5 seconds and you go. Stand by, be ready to go. Go. I'm going early, enjoy them. So focus on good quality mountain climbers. If it's feeling tough, keep it tough. If it means failure or you having to slow down, then that's better than just defaulting into a bad position to make it easier. Good. Back on your feet, we're halfway already. Halfway. It's going to fly by the night. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And there's not a burpee in sight. Good thing, bad thing, you decide. Okay? Not a lie down, stand up either. I'm giving it all away. What else? No tuck jumps. Oh, what an exciting night this is going to be. Get those knees up. Good. Mountain climbers, you've got a chance to breathe quickly. And I want that first rep going. It shouldn't even be a matter of me wanting it. You should be striving. As soon as that buzzer goes, you go. Don't hear that buzzer as time to set up. Hear that buzzer as rep 1. Keep chest proud. Keep the hips down. Your knees should be almost scraping the ground. You're trying to pull your knees as high as you can towards your hands. That's where the core, relax. That's where the core comes in. You're trying to get the knees, it's just like high knees, but horizontal. Stand by, high knees, go. And so it's very similar movement patterns. This is horizontal. No, it's not. This is vertical. Not quite working the core as much because we're not bridging, but you're still working the core. That's what's bringing this high pull of the high knee. Right, okay, stand by, mountain climbers. Last time you do these tonight. Circuit 1 of 4 is in the bag. Stand by, 3, 2, 1, go. Good. Come on. Buzzer means go, not scratch your head. Let's do it. Push yourself hard. It's a choice. Make that choice. Well done. Okay, take 15 seconds to catch your breath, get a sip of water if you need one, and then listen in for the next exercises. So breathe, and that is it. The cobwebs are off. We're in it now. We've got one circuit of 4 out of the way, okay? And in terms of cardio, that was the hardest one, okay? The rest are controlled exercises, so it'll give you a chance to slow it down a wee bit. Right. Exercise 1 this time is an inchworm ab breaker. We're combining 2 exercises into one now. Let me show you. And you are familiar with them. We're going to set up, Set up for an inchworm. I'm going to squat down, which is what I should be doing on an inchworm anyway, onto the hands, walking out. Establish, this is me going slow motion, of course. Get the core nice and tight, establish that position. That happens instantaneously. Squeeze the butt, squeeze the core. From here, we go into our ab crusher, or whatever you want to call it. And that's me just trying to walk my hands out as far as I can. As far as I can. Not you, not anyone else, as far as you can before you're about to hit failure. If you collapse, so be it, but don't make a habit of it. Then walk back in, stand back up. So in high speed, it should, well, not high speed, normal speed, it should look like this. See how I'm trying to move my hands nice and fast. Squeeze the butt at the top. How far you go with the hands is dictated by your core strength. Test yourself. If you fail, that's okay, because that means you've hit your limit. It's not a bad thing. Remember that. Your second exercise is a jumping jack. I want nice dynamic jumping jacks, everybody. No garbage, please. Right, let's push it. Let's push it real hard. Stand by. That's someone gone. Not selling you with my ab, not my ab. My inchworm ab breakers, not selling it for you. Right, stand by. Inchworm ab breakers in 15 seconds. You're not going to break the abs, but you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the core working really hard, and that includes your lower back especially. So keep the butt tight, keep conscious of good positioning, and don't start to let this happen, okay? We don't want to start overextending and hurt myself. 3, 2, 1, inchworm out, ab breaker, walk out, walk out, walk out, walk in, walk in, walk in, straight back up, stand up tall, squeeze the butt, but that should happen anyway because we've been doing it long enough. So for those of you who know how to do the ab wheel rollouts, that's all it is, okay? I've got the wheel. Good, stand up tall. Tough one though, eh? Tough one, works the triceps. Stand by, jumping jacks, feet together, arms by the side. 3, 2, 1, go. If you start off nice, strict, good posture, that's going to rub off into your jumping jacks. Remember, I want to feel the wind between my arms as I snap them up and down. Keep your shoulder blades pulled together. Fantastic, good work. So put a bit of effort into those jumping jacks. Inchworm ab breakers, let's get it done. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm down, full press up position, walk out as far as you can. When you feel that if you take another hand, you're going to collapse, that's when you return it back in. Test yourself, but at the same time, don't take all day. Squeeze the butt at the top. Keep the core tight, good. Back up on your feet, feet together, knees together, arms straight by the side, stand up nice and tall, nice and proud, shoulder blades pulled together, go. Fantastic, nice and light, and we're trying to explode out, and snap in. Heels again, shouldn't really be touching the ground. Try to keep most of the weight, if not all the weight, on the ball of your foot here. Good. Fantastic, everybody. Right, again, really push these as far as you can. That's what it's all about. 3, 2, 1, inchworm out, squeeze the butt, squeeze the core, keep that tension on the glutes and the core. You should definitely not feel your hips start to sag downwards. That's when it becomes dangerous. Be quick on the hand. And if you're struggling with it, it's not a bad thing. It's a hard exercise, everybody. So if you're finding it hard, don't take it personal. It's a good thing. Right, good posture, good form. Stand up, get ready, go. Beautiful. Snap out, snap in. Try to keep the shoulder blades pulled together. Try to keep the arms nice and solid. You shouldn't feel like your arms are soft, okay? Nice and solid. Good. Well done. Right, the last run through already, the last one. Take it as far as you can. You're probably averaging about 2 to 3 reps, and that's fine. Okay, keep the control there. We go. Walk out. When you're lifting yourself back out, think about those hips. As you're bringing the hands back into your body, lift the hips up at the same time. Great work. Straight up on your feet, we don't have time to fart about. Feet together, knees together. Catch your breathing, and then we go for it, everybody. Let's do it. Great work. So push it hard, but push these good dynamic reps hard. Don't push out rubbish. You should feel solid. You should feel those arms solid. Nice and light in the toes. Great work. Walk around, catch your breath, 15 seconds. That's your time. If you need a sip of water. Good work. So walking those hands out, you might not be able to walk them very far, and that's fine because it's hard. It's putting your core under a tremendous amount of stress. Keep practicing and you'll get further and further, okay? If you find them difficult, that's good, okay? You've got something you need to work on or something you can work on. Right, next up. You don't need a lot of room for this, okay? You do not need a lot of room. If you've got a lot of room, great. We're going to do gorilla walks. We're going to do gorilla walks. Now, don't dare sign off. Don't dare drop connection. Observe. I want to get my feet shoulder width apart or maybe slightly wider. And all I want you to do is with your straight arms, fall onto them and push them into the ground. Now, you can do 2 and turn around, 2 and turn around. Watch again. Practice it with me, please. Don't wait for the first run through. So I want to let my arms as if I'm falling from a squat, and I'm going to drive my hands as I bring my feet up. Push my hands as I drive my feet up. Push my hands as I drive my feet up. Now, when you push your hands and you try to bring your feet up, your feet are going to lift off the ground, and the only thing that's going to be on the ground is your hands, whether you realise that or not. And as a result, you should be feeling the core working big style. Okay, when you're trying to lift both those legs towards your hands, you should feel the core working. How are we feeling on live? Pretty happy with that, as in you're getting a grip of it? Good. If you don't have a lot of room, this is how I want it to be. 1, 2, turn around. 1, 2, turn around. I'm not using much space there at all, and I can see everybody's got at least that. If you've got more room, as in you've got stacks of room, use the room. You don't need to stand up, keep going. Your second exercise is a simple one, okay? We're really going to hammer the core on this set, so we're going to be doing bicycle crunches. And I want to leave it up to you. If you want to go controlled, slow, 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 by all means do it. Or if you want to go nice and fast, go nice and fast. In fact, I had a brainwave. We'll do fast, then we'll do slow, we'll do fast, and then we'll do slow. I know, crazy. Right, work with me here. So much fun to be had, right? A gorilla walk. Don't be breaking any of your furniture, okay? Be safe, be sensible, don't be knocking that lamp down. So remember, I fall onto the hands, and you must push those arms into the ground. You can hear me when I go, hit! That's my core. That's my core engaging, so you should feel that. Right, make all the noises you want because you're on mute. Okay, stand by, 5 seconds and we're going to go. So get yourself set up for a squat, and then you're falling onto the hands. So go, 1, 2, 3. I'll just keep doing 3. So I don't move out of shot. But if you don't have a lot of room, don't take all day on the transitions. Drive those hands into the ground, and you'll feel this big time on the triceps. Oh my word. You'll feel it on the triceps, the shoulders, and of course your core, which is going to burn all the more now when we do bicycle crunches. We're going to go slow. Stand by. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift as much of the upper body off the ground as you can. Try to keep the legs moving nice and straight and neat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Next time we do them, we're just going to flow as if you're cycling up a hill in first gear. Right, stand by. 3 seconds. Gorilla walks. Oh, let's feel them on the core now, because the core's going to be that little bit more tired. But if you get this movement right, it should feel like you're falling onto your arms, and by driving those hands into the ground, you're able to bring the feet up. And if you're feeling it really horrible and really restrictive, good, because it kind of is, right? But hopefully you're really feeling that in the core, because that is what we're really targeting, as well as the arms. Right, it's bicycle crunches, but faster now. Go, 1, 2, 3, 4, but keep the control there. When you're straightening the leg out, make it nice and neat. If you're going fast, Make sure your leg's still straightening out and it's still getting pulled all the way in. So in actual fact, the speed between slow and fast isn't all that much greater. Oh, hopefully, I say hopefully, I hope your coal's on fire as much as mine is right now. Right, stand by. So each time now, yep, here we go. Whoa. You'll feel the core getting more and more tired. But to work the core, you need to be getting both those feet lifted off the ground, and you need to be trying to get your feet as close to your hands as you can. If you're not feeling the core working, that's why. Okay, you're not lifting the feet up and you're not getting them far enough close to your hands. Nice and slow in the bicycle crunches now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on pause, pause, pause. But when it's a pause, it's a squeeze. You're trying to lift your upper body off the ground and keep it off the ground. Now, if you can't, oh my, what? If you can't, as long as you try, don't just not, if that makes any sense to you. Go. If you can't, keep your upper body off the ground. Keep trying to. You'll engage the muscles more, put them under more stress, whereas if you just say, I can't do it, and don't try to do it, you won't put any extra stress. So therefore, you'll probably never be able to do it. Oh my word, I'm glad. Whose idea was that? Right. Next week, crab walks. Right, stand by, go. Fast, but controlled. So again, I'm not going that much faster because I'm still trying to get my leg completely straight and all the way in. I feel like if you're doing this, not good enough, okay? I want it all the way out, all the way in, all the way out. Feel that burn, ignore the burn. Oh, good work. Well done. Right, up on your feet, take you 15 seconds. Good work. Well done, everyone. 3 circuits in the bag. This is an easy one now, okay? It really is. I'm not up to my usual antics, this is easy. We're going to be doing squats, okay? Just squats. I want you to think about the basics we always talk about, and I'm going to keep talking about them the whole way through this. We're going to do our normal squats. I want you to focus on hitting the best depth you're able to. I want you to focus on all the technique points. But more than anything, I want you to focus on feeling the glutes driving up and squeezing the glutes at the top. I want you to really think about that. The second exercise is what I'm going to call a donkey kick. You need to get yourself onto all fours, and all I want you to do, keep the core tight, don't let the pelvis start to tilt, and all I want you to do is up, squeeze, down. Up, squeeze, down. I've got a 90-degree bend in my leg, and I'm trying to maintain that. When I lift up, trust me, you can practice it now. In fact, I would encourage you. It's a new exercise for most on these classes, so get a feel of it. As soon as you lift that leg up, imagine you're trying to push that flat foot into the ceiling. You're going to feel the glutes engage, okay? Or you should. I want you to squeeze those glutes as hard as you can. By combining the squats with them, you should hopefully start to feel your glutes firing up and start to feel them working on your squat, making yourself a bit more conscious about them, okay? Happy with that, everybody? We've got our squats, which we're going to start with now, and then we're going to do our donkey kicks, which is controlled, pause, squeeze back down, alternating between each leg. 15 seconds. So you can go fast on these squats if you want, but go fast as you're able to maintain perfect form and good posture. I want you to think about these little things. Everybody's different and has to think about all the little technique points individual to themselves. 3, 2, 1, we're squatting. Down, pause, drive up, squeeze the butt. Down, pause, drive up, squeeze the butt. We're keeping the chest proud. We're driving the toes hard into the ground throughout. We're pulling the knees apart. And we're most definitely not collapsing forwards. Okay, so keep the chest up proud. Pull the knees apart. Drive up, squeeze the butt. We're down. Good work. Onto all fours. And from here, we'll just simply up, squeeze the hell out your glute, and then change. Squeeze the hell out your glute. Trying to bring your leg up in a nice straight line so it's not a way out to the side. Feel the glute. Take it as high as you can and really go for it here, everybody. It's a controlled strength exercise. The harder you contract and squeeze the glutes, the harder you contract and squeeze your glutes, the better, okay? So it's not exactly a killer exercise where we're rolling about the floor, but it's controlled, it's strengthening up our glutes, it's getting them tired. So when we squat now, hopefully you're a bit more conscious of your glutes. So I want you thinking about them as you squat down, they extend out, and as you come up, squeeze and contract them, squeeze and contract them. And remember, the purpose of that is to lock the hips out, not for you to go like this. Squeeze the butt, okay, and that's going to lock the hips out. Donkey kick, stand by. Go. So if you think about it, tonight's class is really, what is its name? A bums and tums class, without you realising. But never would I admit such a thing, and never would I call it such a thing, because it loses, I'll lose respect if I do that. Right, okay, let's go for it. Stand by, go. So plenty of core work tonight, glute work, but the reason, there is a reason. I'm trying to think of the reason. No, I'm only kidding. So it ties in nicely. I'm trying to make people more conscious about their movement patterns, which is why we've been doing some basic exercises, and it feeds in nicely to this morning's mobility class, but also yesterday's kettlebell class. The glutes are getting hammered a lot, or they should be. And I'm just trying to create that mind-muscle connection with you. I want you to know what your glutes feel like when they're contracting. I want you to learn how to work your glutes, what it feels like when they're working, which is why we're doing this exercise and why I don't advertise it as a bum class or a glute, whatever they call it. Right, let's get it done. Let's go. Because we train functionally, okay? We're working our glutes hard when we're doing most of these exercises that we do. We're burpees, we're lie down stand-ups, we're squats, we're kettlebells. Your muscle groups aren't designed to be worked by themselves. They're designed to work in unison with other assistant muscle groups, your hamstrings, your lower back, your core. Right, let's go for it. So we train these functional movement patterns into our brain so that your body performs the way it's meant to, but also when you're out in the big bad world, doing certain activities, in the garden, moving plant pots around, digging weeds. Always use gardening as an example. People will be thinking I'm an avid gardener. I'll be getting plants turning up at my doorstep next. Right, relax, stand by. But we're teaching ourselves these functional movement patterns, which if we do in this controlled environment, out there when you're doing other things and not thinking about it, they just happen naturally. Right, okay, we're not finished. We're finishing off with our core finisher, because it's Tabata Tuesday, we always finish with core finisher. Let's forget that chill time. 30 seconds and we're going to go for it, everybody. Make sure you can see me. I'm going to be on the floor. I'm not going to be moving from this spot. The first exercise is a windmill. I want your legs straight. I want your arms out to the side. And all we're doing, oh, it's not a windmill, it's a window wiper. All you're doing is wiping off those raindrops from your windscreen. Okay, stand by, 10 seconds. It's not a spectator sport. People are still stood up. Let's go. Legs nice and straight. We're up. Good. Stand by. Knees together. Legs straight. Arms are at the side to support. Good. Arms are at the side to support you, not for you to drive through. If you feel this exercise is tough, it's because it is. It's very tough. I want you to struggle. Think powerfully. Control on the way down. Explosive on the way up. Try to keep a nice straight line. Try to maintain that 90-degree angle. Good, because we're going to be doing them again. Your next exercise is a plank to press up. Pardon me, elbow plank. Elbow plank. Right, to press up position. So really, it's a full plank to an elbow plank. You're moving the arms, but you're keeping your core tight. I want your feet together, your knees together. I really must stop having my dinner right before these classes start. Oh man. Good. Right. I have to start blaming the ducks outside. We are on to alternative knee to chest. 1, two, 1, 2. Is it a new one? Kind of. Boom. Get the knees to chest. Knees to chest, okay, all the way in. I want you to pull the knee all the way in as if you're trying to hit yourself on the nose, because it's that final pull that's really working the core, everybody. Good. Relax. Okay, next up, we're on to our sit-ups. We're bringing the sit-ups back into it now. Stand by. Your classic sit-up is up, down, under control. Remember, Sunday's class. Down, under control. If you struggle especially, down, under control, trying to keep the chest proud. Don't collapse your spine down. Okay, don't let your spine act. I don't even know what you call them. Damn it. Can't think of it now. I can think of it, but I can't think of what it's called. Don't let your spine collapse down anyway. Right, we're back on. What are we doing? Window wipers. Damn it. Stand by. Go. I was about to make it up as I went along there. I forgot we were doing 2 rounds of the same 4. Let's go. So these are going to feel tough, everyone. Okay, we're really working. You're going to feel those obliques. You're probably going to feel the lower back. This is a tough one. So struggle with it. Okay. Oh, but struggle and do it correctly. Roll onto your front, into the elbow plank. Plank to press up. 3, 2. So we're in the position now. Go. Feet together, knees together. I'm going nice and controlled here. I'm trying not to let those hips sway. I'm trying not to lift them or drop them. It's just tight. I can feel my core fatiguing. It's burning like hell. That's a good sign. I'm engaging it properly. Good. Right, we're sitting in the bahukis. Now it's alternative knees to chest. So basically single leg. I don't know why I called it alternative. Single leg, knees to chest. Go. So keep it nice and controlled. Okay? You can see what I'm doing? I'm trying not to put my feet on the floor. Pulling one leg in, straightening the other. It feels hard. It feels hell of a hard. It's burning like hell. But that's okay, because it'll soon be done. And I'm not doing any more of these. Good, my word. Right, sit-ups. Sit-ups to finish with a controlled descent. I need to think of what that thing is. What am I thinking of? So we're up explosively, and I want you down under control. Don't let your spine collapse, is the best way to describe it. Don't let your spine collapse down. Well, everybody, I don't know about you. That was a bit of a burner. Right, thank you very much. Okay, as always, take 60 seconds. Walk around. After that, at this moment in time, I'm sure you're not walking around going, your heart rate will still be up though, so please do not, because we're all at home, we're not all at home. Most of us are at home, so it's very easy just to sit down now, okay? Don't sit down on your sofa with your sweaty clothes on, that's disgusting and uncouth, okay? Walk around, catch your breath, okay? If you like to go for a walk, you know, now's the perfect time to do it. Wind your body back down. If you don't like to go for a walk, at the bare minimum, just walk around the house. I don't know. It's a good time also to maybe do a bit of hoovering. Just to slowly move your body. I'm being serious here, by the way. Okay, because remember what I've said. People are away. Sick of listening to these crap. Here he goes. It's going to be one of these 30-minute speeches. I promise you it's not. Try to incorporate workouts and especially the mobility side of things into your day, because it can be done. Rather than thinking, right, tonight I'm going to do an hour's mobility, which chances are you probably won't end up doing. You might, but I'm not saying that you won't. But chances are you'll think, oh, I don't have an hour now. And then people say they're not going to do it. A lot of the mobility stuff you can just easily throw into your day when you're working, when you're sat down, those mobility exercises you can do, jamming that ball into your hamstrings, into your feet, okay? Loads of things we can do, and we can incorporate it into your day without it taking out any time.